Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash. I want to give double honors to apostles and elders uh, of the great millstone, Salakia, for teaching this truth time and time again, showing us to be men of the Lord. I am the brother Thaha Wam, and let's get off this lesson on big things are happening. Big things are happening economically, my ad, which is perfect for what the Lord setting up using these fucking Edomites, so for them to push their nWo. So just a couple news things. It's a internet. This is a WY off, but it was also an AC. I think ABC 8, and then it's going around. But this one I think is it's a sister company, WFAA 8 ABC News article, after Maya Turner, and it was published, I believe, yesterday, the 3rd. I'm not sure what today is, but it's lucky, in the truth, we just watch properly. This is Texas you with the demise of crypto empires like FTX, cryptocurrency has been in the news, bringing more cyber security news to forefront. Recently, the internet can't stop talking about the deaths of 3 cryptocurrency giants, the billionaires that have been reported in the media this week. Mysteriously, death of those crypto investors, Nicolo Muskie, Titanius Kaladi, 30, 29, and Vakasla Taran, which is 2 of them are they perceived to be Edomites from Russia, and one I'm not sure if he's Elam but he is, I believe he is Russian too. So, but Siberian area, so that could be Moab or any of them. But they died reportedly weeks after each other. One died in a helicopter crash. Ironic. One Russian ambassador confirmed the death November 28th. Then the death made on Twitter conjoined these theories since the death of those other 2. So it's people talking. It's really, but you see what they're pushing for. Not just that of those death of those 3 cryptocurrencies, which is get a couple precepts on that, because they were billionaires and they thought they were help. They didn't understand that they were help building the system that's ultimately going to try to take over the planet. So this is Luke chapter 12, verse 16. And he spoke a parable saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. So he was building these systems, and these things, the system that we're bringing, which was perceived as digital currency, a currency that it was marketing that it can't be tracked, and governments and all that stuff, by polluting our people from using these systems to buy black market stuff, really, which was destroying our people. But say that, you won't be able to be tracked, which basically that was the whole thing. But they were building a system, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruit. And that cryptocurrency, it goes up and down, but it's pretty profitable for the people that set it up, because it's basically like a Ponzi scheme, pretty much. Whoever set it up he's just using the money that is going into it to provide to investors, while he's really just stacking it up. Which that's what the government's trying to put forth. But and he said, this will I do. I will put my barns, but these guys were getting super rich. I will put up my barns and build greater. Then I will bestow all my fruits and my goods. And they're saying that, we get these systems. They were trying to think that they were really going to be able to outmaneuver governments, especially the system, which is prophetic, supposed to be able to is these Esau is trying to put forth. And I will say to my soul, thou shalt lay as good. I will lay to soul that thou much good lay for many years, and take the ease, eat, drink, and be merry. So these guys were lit. He was flying on a helicopter. I don't know how the other two died, and I will say to my soul, thou hast much, many years. In verse 20, this is the point. But God said unto him, thou fool, that night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast made me has provided? So they had all these treasures and all stuff. It didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything. They literally just were helped building the beast system, thinking that they were going to support what Esau was prophetic supposed to be used to put forth his system, so the Lord can take it down. So he laid up treasures for himself, and it's not rich towards God. So it wasn't rich towards God. So the Lord just took these things out, because he was just pieces for Esau's system. Proverbs 11, verse 4. Riches profits nothing in a day but wrath, but righteousness will deliver from death. So they had billions, and that didn't do anything except they just got put to death, pretty much. Let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Start at 7. For in the multitude of dreams and many words of these diverse vanities, but fear the God. That's just the point. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting the judgments and justice and providence, marvel not at that matter. For he that is higher is the highest regard, that he be higher than they. Moreover, profit of the earth is for all. So these systems were built, they were not putting forth. These systems he was doing, of these ones that were put out, they were really just helping out themselves. They were not helping out all the other people. They were just trying to get rich off of people. So when it was supposed to be for all, they weren't given the tithe to the true man of the Lord or nothing. The king himself served the field. He that loveth silver shall be not satisfied, nor he that loveth abundance will increase, because it's also vanity. So a lesson from Solomon, saying that the riches are nothing. If you have that money, you should be having what should be due. But ultimately, he's having the system, and he was doing all this stuff to set up the system. But it's also another in the news.
Billions of dollars of U.S. federal aid have been sent to Ukraine since Russia first invaded the country in February.
So on the same tip of the cryptocurrency, this is a copyright Fair Use Act. I'm using it for educational purposes and for purposes of criticizing and to educate. So
now a viral claim with more than 10,000 retweets alleges Ukraine invested that money in FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange platform, and that FTX turned around and funneled that money back to Democratic lawmakers in an alleged money laundering scheme. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are Ukraine's Ministry of Digital Transformation, the National Bank of Ukraine, the U.S. Department of State, and the United States Agency for International Development. Any U.S. foreign assistance sent to Ukraine is managed through the World Bank and sent directly to Ukraine's Ministry of Finance. The U.S. State Department told Verify, quote, there are agreements and monitoring mechanisms in place to ensure that U.S. funds are used for verified government of Ukraine expenses, unquote. A spokesperson for the United States Agency for International Development, a government agency responsible for administering foreign aid, also said direct assistance to Ukraine cannot be used for the schemes being alleged. Ukraine's Ministry of Finance told Verify it never invested any funds into FTX and neither did any other ministries in Ukraine. So we can verify.
So, but this is what is going on, that this money is getting invested in FTX and it's getting totally sent. So you see, they also have to have what is it called? Control opposition and deny accountability. But that's all at the end of the video. But they're usually using this money and they're putting it into a system. They're building a system, which is the Lord gave them the power to do this. So we have to understand that they're getting those 3 billionaires and everyone that makes money off of cryptocurrency, the FT trader, is literally just help building a system. And that system is not, you're not going to be a billionaire in these things. You're not going to, you're just setting up, you're just helping the devil set up a system that he has to set up, because the Lord did this. Right when they got out of the bottomless pit, it's been in the making to build another new world order. So this is Revelation chapter 20. Let me see. And after 1,000 years of spire, Satan was loosened out of his prison again, as after they came from the Caucasus Mountain, and shall go and deceive the nations, which are the 4 quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, in the number whom, and this is also talking about how they, but that's the point, that who shall go out and deceive the nations of the 4 quarters of the earth. So he went and deceived them, and the Lord gave him the power. So they gave him the power, but talking about World War II, to deceive the nations by taking this system. So even Ukraine, which is still part of the beast system, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And even him who's coming after the working of Satan will have all powers and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because he received not the love of the truth. But this is it, the wicked was revealed. Verse 8, I should have started it. And then shall the wicked be revealed, which is Esau, Edom, the system, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, the prophets, and shall destroy the brightness of his coming, even his coming after workers of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders, and deceivableness and unrighteousness, and him that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. So he put forth, and he had these, that you investing into these systems and investing in all this stuff, and the nations to start putting this digital current to put forth and bring the new world order, so they can become, as what they want, the gods of the earth. So that's this system they were putting. This is Job chapter 20, verse 23. I'm gonna start at 20. Surely he shall not feel quietly in his belly. He shall not save that which he desire. He shall none be meat of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. And in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So right before they're setting up this system, but now they're working fast. They're getting sloppy. They're just taking out barons of the cryptocurrency and having giant money laundering schemes of starting a war. Having the war in Russia, which is Gog and Magog, and the scriptures gathering the nations and starting war. The build ultimately for one to build forth this system of the new world order. And so now he's in straits. So now he's stressing when he is about to fill his belly. well, I forgot to say, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, and that's all these other nations, and them, and they're even their own people. And he is, because their mouths shall, because these is Edomites telling on Edomites. And when he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So this system is getting set up. And then while he's eating, this is when the Lord coming back with those thermonuclear things. He shall flee from an iron weapon, and a bow of steel shall strike through him. And it is drawn and come out body, yet the glittering sword shall come out and go and tear upon him. And that's these nukes. So they're trying to set up a system, which is ultimately the MOTB. And I'm gonna just get a little bit of Satan. Psalms chapter 21, verse 10. The fruit shall be destroyed from the earth, and their seed shall from among the seed of men. So when it says shall be no uncle or no or father, I believe, or something, well, there's not going to be any male seeds, because after this system gets, they're going to go in 1,000 years of slavery, and then we put in 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, bondage, and then they're going to be wiped off the earth. For they attended evil against thee, their imagined mischievous devices, which is to put that thing in you, and to be able to control the finances, which is this FTR and all these systems, which they are not able to perform. So that's the point. They're not going to be able to perform. Though thou shalt make turn their backs, when they shall make ready thy arrows upon thy strings against the face of them, be thou exalted, Lord, in thy own strength, so we will sing and praise our Lord. I just don't because the end, we got to sing and praise our Lord. But the system they're trying to put forth, man. Oh, and I was looking for it. Well, Revelation 20, I thought it was this one, that's why. But, all in the spirit. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. We'll start at 14. And deceive them on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them, when they dropped fire from the earth, that's why they became those nukes. I should just start. I'm gonna start up 11, I'm gonna start up at 11. And beheld another beast coming out the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. These systems they are put forth, and when they say spoke as the draconian laws, but like a piece, like I think it's a Democrat and Republican, well, had two horns, so it was be peaceful, but you had a choice, and exercise all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwelt upon him to worship the beast. Which is when they, just because they were worshiping the beast, they were helped setting up the system. And when you're a rapper, you're all worshiping his image. This is the so-called white man. And dwelt on earth, the first who had a deadly wound was healed, and that's when it was coming. And he doeth great wonders, so he make fire come down from earth on the earth in the sight of men, and deceive them that dwelt on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had to do in the sight of the beast, saying, who dwelt on the earth, and they should make the image of the beast which have wounded by the sword did live. And he had power to give life unto the beast, and the image should speak both, and cause many of them that would not worship the image of the beast that shall be killed. And not take this their system set up for the MOTB. That shall be killed and not worship and go into their ways. And he caused both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. And you look up that word mark, it is charagma. Charagma, by the word, which means like pretty much a stamp. but insert, like an insert, you know. Let's look at it. It means the same, a stamp, a imprinted mark. You know, just like back in the old days when they would always be trying to set up and branding them as slaves, because that's what you do to cattle. That's what happened. Lighter roots is corrupt. And then graph those, you look up those words in your own time. And then receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So the system is getting put, the digital currency and all this stuff, how they have power to give on, is setting up for this system that was prophesied in Revelations of 13. Both rich and or free and bond, rich and poor, to receive it in their right hand. And if they did the person that created it, he told the reason why, because a lot of kinetic or thermal energy comes on those two spots mostly. They'll be able to charge it by itself. And that no man might buy or sell, say he that have the mark or the name of the beast and the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For the number of this is a man, and it is 636. If you look up that word, the first 600, it is chai, which is it's like an X, and it means the Xing out of Xing out of Messiah. That's what X means. Take out and cutting us off pretty much from being a nation, which is Edomites say they are gods, and they cover the faces of the judges. Precepts just upon it, just going quick, but no point. And then the psi, which is XI, if you look at it, it looks like a snake, but it's their medical system, which is fourth. That's why they put this, the juice and all that stuff to put forth, bring a scare to people. And also, they get them pre-existing to be able to take this thing, and they marking it off of the rod of Asclepius, which is he was the Greek or Roman god of health, of healing. And the serpent means cunning and wisdom. And then stigma, which is just a stamp of Palestine and all that stuff. And then just an instant of how they would. Like, if you look in a property, you would put like one of those scales to put your property line. And then it also kind of looks like just seeking at, like how those little shots do. Like, when you go to the doctors, how the syringes look. And it's a snake. It looks like a snake is about to strike. Puncture or ownership come in the flesh, like it's like a little tattoo. So that's what we're putting forth to build this system. So, but at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to do it. But all these this is, so that's why they're putting their laws. Bear with me. I don't know what the fuck that just was. And they're using this is Daniel chapter 8 verse, because this is the fourth beast. And he had power shall be mighty, but not of his own power. So the Lord's literally giving them the power to do this, so they can set it up so he can take them down for his glory. And he shall, as soon as they feel the valley, and they're going to vomit up all this stuff. And he shall destroy many wonderful, and shall prosper and precise, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy. And through his policies, this is all these things is now his systems and his laws. He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and shall be by peace shall destroy many. He said, if you want to eat, or how we can come together as one, so we can get on this new system, and how you identify, make sure that you're a part of us, is you're going to take that, see him. And he shall also stand against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Kala Yah by Shemel Shine. The Lord is gonna come back and annihilate, put them on, just take them out. So that's what this is what this. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakwadash, the Wadi Yah by Hashem Yahushai. Shalom.